Okay, in this video we're going to kind of cover a bag update because of a bag fail. What we're going to do is initially, if you watched my original videos, you knew I carried this multi-LED, 2 cheap Harbor Fright flashlights and a Harbor Fright headlamp. About a week ago I had phased this out and went with glow sticks from the Dollar Tree because that's all the light I really needed, and that took some load off my batteries. That left me with these 3 items and some glow sticks. 4 days ago I was actually doing an overnighter, and grim reality set in on these as I dropped it. And I've used tons of these. They're free from Harbor Fright, and they've always worked good for me until you drop them. And once you drop them, I don't know what happens. If they take a hard impact, they're not going to work again. So they left me with a really bad taste in my mouth. And that's where they're going, off to the wayside. The headlamp has always worked, I guess, as it was intended to work. Is a single bulb. The odd thing about this headlamp is when it's projecting its beam, it's like looking at an eclipse. The center of the beam is dark. You can't see. It's like it has an aura of light around that beam. So when you're trying to work, you actually have to turn your head sideways so that you catch the object you're trying to work on in that aura. So you turn your head sideways and you're cocking your eyes the opposite direction. It's actually pretty miserable. And those 3 items I don't really criticize too much because they were free. This item I did pay $3.99 for, and you know, if it's all you're carrying, if you haven't tested it, please go test it and see how happy you are, how warm and fuzzy it makes you feel. It never made me feel good, but it did get me through. I had a good week at work, made some good money, and I went to Walmart and lost my mind. So what I've done to replace the headlamp is a simple 50 luma, and yes, actually I could have afforded to do the 150, but where I'm looking at on most all my lighting is the life expectancy of the batteries. That's crucial. Even though I have a solar charger that will recharge my batteries, I still want the max life out of my lighting devices. This is simply the headlamp from Ozark Trail, 50 lumas, supposed to have a 20 meter field of view with a 15-hour burn time, and you're supposed to be able to drop it from 2 meters. Now it does have 2 settings. So at 50 lumas you should get 15 hours. On low setting you should get 91 hours. It does come with Duracell batteries. I have opened it. We're going to save the unboxing. Simply pull it out, discard the package, and this is simply it. Put it on. It's a simple strap. You can adjust it to vary your head size. I mean, I don't really see a lot of need in going into detail here. We should all know how to do that. It does adjust. Focus the beam where you need it. You've got on, which is high, low, and off. There is no red, green, blue, no strobe. In order to put batteries in it. It does use AAA's. It does come with Duracell copper tops. These exact batteries, you just pop them in, close it up, and I have tested the beams between the two, and it's life-changing, the difference, what you can see. I haven't actually tried it in the wilds, but like I say, I can make this room as dark as I need to make it, because it's a room inside a room, and neither room has windows. I think I'm going to be very happy with it. They do make it in a 150, which has more of a Cree type bulb, but this one you can pick up at Walmart for $6.97 as opposed to the dysfunctional one at Harbor Fright for $3.99. If at all possible, if you're making your initial purchase, I would definitely recommend spending the $7. I think I'm going to be very happy with it. The next one, here again, I'm just trying to replace one of the two because I still like having my glow sticks, two readily available flashlights, and a headlamp. This is the Ozark Trail. There again, just 50 lumens. Because I'm not trying to light the world. I just want to see what's immediately around me. Help me in my campsite. It's rated at 11 hours. Should be able to drop it from 1 meter. Has a focal distance of 34 meters. Does come with Duracells, standard copper tops. We take it out of the package, we look at it, it does not have a focal beam. It has more of your traditional LED bulbs, not per se like the Crees. There is a sealing washer here. To get to the batteries, you simply unscrew it. The whole cartridge does pull out, kind of unlike that one, but has a separate cartridge. Seems to be well made, clean. Just pop them in, screw it down. Of course, it does have the rubberized push button. Turns on, good and bright. Have no problem with it. There again, it's only 50 or nothing. 50 or nothing. Aluminum case. It's got good textured grip to it. Fits in your hand nicely. I haven't really taken time to measure it, but it appears to be about 1 1/4 inches long, and discards a taper about 1 1/8 in diameter. Like I say, if I didn't say it, also takes AAA batteries. I'm kind of liking that because my whole thing has always been either AAA's or AA's. The one I'm really liking the best, and it's not the one I went after, but I found this Energizer, which has 250 lumens, which should do anything I want to do. It does, or supposedly does, survive a 23-foot drop. Going back to my blue one that died, but we're dropping it from about maybe 5 feet. Things I like about this is this flashlight is at max setting is 250 lumens, runs for 5 hours, will take a 7-meter impact, has a focal point of 105 meters. It does have 2 settings. It has a high and low. And in the low mode, and now this one uses AA's. Low mode, it should run 50 hours. That is a long time. It doesn't give you a luma on, it does, 30. At 30 lumens on low, 50 hours. All the darker gray areas are very rigid plastic. The black areas is kind of rubberized. The switch is nice and more of like a rubbery, almost vinyl-y type material. The lens cap is actually screwed on with real screws, which I like. It prompts me to believe it's more waterproof. The body is screwed together with real screws. When I got to the back, when I first unpackaged it, I didn't know if I was going to like it because I thought it was just going to twist and come apart with either a quarter or half twist. I was very pleasantly surprised. It completely screwed off. 2 AA batteries slide in. It's a very coarse square thread, so putting the end cap screws on very nicely, and it leaves you a place for a lanyard. I would love to have seen a belt clip. One thing I like about it, it does not roll. It's dominantly square. Fits in the hand good, really good. And you'll notice that the lens angle is actually kind of tilted, and that's kind of good, but from the very top to the back we're looking at just a little over, well, so you can turn that around so nobody can really tell what it is. We're looking at close to or right at 6.5 inches. It does fit the hand good, feels good in the hand. Not terribly heavy. Pretty just delighted with it. It does so much better than the Harbor Fright lights. I mean, even at low, it's like a gazillion times better than the Harbor Fright light. If I had to find my way somewhere in the dark, in the woods, this is definitely my go-to. I would have just loved to have seen a belt clip on the side of this, but this is what I'm upgrading to. That's why I like the square one. It doesn't roll away from me. And this is the what do they call it, the I believe OT50. This is the simple LED, per se cheap 50 lumina headlamp. And like I said, I'm very pleased with the Energizer 250 lumas. They call it the Hard Case Professional Task Light. And I really think I'm going to like it. I like the fact that I'm supposed to be able to drop it and it still works. I can't find anything on any report about it being waterproof or resistant. But just from looking at the construction, it's got to be water resistant, if not waterproof. Haven't tried them yet, just picked them up a few hours ago. I'm pretty delighted with them. Proud of myself for saving up the money to even get them. I think it's going to make my next camping experience just a whole lot better. One thing I'd like to, kind of reiterate, if you're thinking about buying this from Harbor Fright, I mean, seriously, if you have nothing else and you have to buy it for $3.99, go for it. If you can please spare $3 more and buy this one for $6.97, this one is so much better. It's just almost mind-blowing. I wish I've actually made this video 3 times trying to capture the light differences, and my camera just can't recognize the light differences. It just messes with its light sensor. You're just going to have to take my word that a few more dollars, if you can stand it. I'm not saying this is all you need. I'm not saying this is the best there is to have by any means, but I'm just saying, if you're here where I was and you're looking to just get a little bit better foothold on where you're going, these are nice for the price. Really nice for the price. It's really hard for me to knock free as opposed to what these cost, because this one, the larger one, was $14.97. Like I said, the headlamp $6.97, and this one was $8.97. So yeah, I dropped a little bit of change And okay, they did add that on there. Seriously, I thought he missed something on my purchases, but thought I'd got out over on them, but I guess I didn't. But think about it, it's not going to work for everybody, but if you're on a budget and these are in your range, I really think they're going to do you good. Like I say, it's the Ozark Trail 50L, it's the Ozark Trail LED Headlamp, and it's the Energizer Hard Case Professional Task Light, all found at Walmart. So just take it into account for where you're at with your bag and what you have to spend and what you expect. And we thank you for watching, and y'all have a good night.